Okay, this is the discussion for the American education system. Share with us your experience in education prior to attending GVSU. I attended Fremont Public Schools, and I'd say it was pretty rural. Yeah. How did your K through 12 education help shape and prepare you for secondary education? I'd say not very well. I breezed through high school. I had all A's, but then when I got to college, it was really different. The style of teaching was super different. I'm a freshman and I do not have all A's, and that was very frustrating to me. And I had to teach myself how to study because in high school I didn't have to study, and it was just very easy to me. And then here, not so much. So it was pretty frustrating at first, and it still is. I still don't really have it down, but it didn't really prepare me well. What are 3 things that you wished you have learned more about in education growing up? Going back to it not preparing me well for college, I think more college prep classes, or maybe senior year, they teachers teach more in a college style to help students get prepared for college, so it's not such a shock and not frustrating. Just prepare them more. And then a life skill class, I feel like that's pretty important because I do not remember any facts from school growing up, not really, but I feel like I would remember those important life skills. I think those are going to get you farther in life than the facts or certain facts about anything. And then personal finance, again, I feel like that's pretty important, how to manage your money. There's a lot of people who could use that, I feel. If given an opportunity to advocate for a change in your school district, what are 3 things you'd like to see changed? Number 1, probably diversity. Like I said in my other discussion, my town's 90% white, and there's not really a lot of diversity in my school, and I feel like that did affect my relationships. I did not have many people of other backgrounds friends with them at all, really, in high school, and I feel like that has affected me today because I don't know, I just missed out on all those relationships and learning more about different cultures and stuff. And then another change is, like I said, going back to the college thing, probably preparing students more for college. And then, like I said again, life skill class, because I feel like that's very important and it's going to get a lot of people farther in life than a math class, for instance. But yeah, and especially for those people who aren't planning on going to college, I don't know, I feel like a life skills class can work for anybody. It's not targeted towards those people who are going to college or are going to some sort of higher education. What do you feel are the 3 biggest issues in our American education system? Probably, so number 1, teaching to the test. I feel like our schools are so prioritized on achievement and getting good test scores and stuff that they just teach to the curriculum, and they don't teach us to remember. It's just to memorize, just to get that good test score, and then they don't care if we know it after that. And I feel learning, I feel like there's more important things that we could be learning that we can take with us than just, we're not even remembering any of these facts or anything, so they're really useless. Now I should say, I guess, I don't know. And then another thing is, I feel like teachers are underpaid. I feel like they are very important in today's society and helping everyone become well-rounded, and for the amount of stuff that they have to deal with, I feel like they don't get paid that well. And then I feel like another really important issue is the inequality in educational opportunities, and especially for like the schools like with like the low income backgrounds and a lot of minority groups. They feel like they lack in those funding and resources, and then that creates the achievement gap between the low income schools and higher income areas, and I feel like that's a huge problem. I feel like a way to fix that, maybe like just getting more funding towards those schools with like the lower achievement scores and lower income. I feel like, yeah, just fixing it. In your opinion, what role should the government play in our education system? I definitely think funding, if it wasn't for the government and like funding our schools, we wouldn't really have them. They're a big source of funding. And then like these two kind of go hand in hand, but like hand in hand, the curriculum and achievement scores, just like making sure that they have, or all students have access to a high quality education that prepares them for life, a career, and possibly college if that's the path they want to take. And so like just making sure that there's a curriculum and like that's going to prepare them for that, and then making sure that achievement scores are like looking good, and not necessarily through standardized testing, because I don't really know if that's an accurate representation, but yeah, I feel like just somehow making sure that schools are reaching those goals. And then again, back to the funding, I guess, is making sure like, or like reduce those inequalities in like the educational opportunities. So maybe that could be sending more resources and funding to those schools who need it more, and not to those schools who are already reaching those achievement scores and already doing very well, because I mean, I just don't feel like they need it as much. So.